The Nano VNA-F version 2 desktop holder, part 2, coming up next on LCARA Ham Radio. Hello folks, this is Chris, KY4CKP. Welcome to part 2 of the Nano VNA-F version 2 desktop holder. Although we are testing and checking to see if it will actually work with the first gen Nano VNF-F. That's what the version that I have. And again, the version I have, as you see there in the top part of the screen, it came with a nice box, some accessories, some testing accessories, and really a nice case with some die-cut foam and everything. But I was still curious about this project when I came across it, because for some folks, and if you use your Nano VNA-F version 1 or version 2 very frequently on your testing bench, your desktop, then a case like this might be more handy. That plastic one in the upper left, it's a nice design, holds everything very nicely, keeps it secure, protected, but maybe not the most convenient if you're using a tool like this frequently, every day pretty much. So we can see here, I've got the pieces and parts printed and assembled. The designer of this project, we'll just scroll up here for a second. You can see right there, they've got a nice assembly video on YouTube. I'll link to that in the description of the video down below. And if you follow along with that, you should have no trouble assembling your unit. You are going to need 4 screws. And the screws that I used were metric M3 screws. And I used, I think they were 8mm and 12mm. I think he references 6 and 10mm. Those seemed a bit short to me. Maybe you could get those to work. I think I ended up using either 6 or 8s and then 12s for the long one, if you will. But M3 is the size. So let's go ahead and take a look at this unit a little bit. I printed it in this sort of transparent day glow green and black, just because I had these colors and I kind of like that day glow green, so I use it for a lot of stuff. You can see the Nano VNA-F version 1, first gen in there. The bottom part down here, where my thumb is, that is the accessory holder box. Fits down below. You print that as part of the project as well. It's got this cover on top. And this green part is really just kind of a retention strap to hold everything in place. So let's go ahead and start by taking that off. It's flexible. You just take it off. And now you've got the cover that you print for the unit. It just kind of holds on with friction. Just a nice flat cover. We'll go ahead and remove that. And of course, now you can see the Nano VNA. Now, I'm going to turn it sort of sideways here, come back around to where this accessory tray is. Let's take it out. It just slides out. It just stores underneath there. And it has its own cover, which isn't hinged or anything, but it has its own cover. You can take that off, and you can see it's just a nice tray. It's got designed places to put all the testing caps and any further accessories you have, and of course a couple of cables that they usually come with, those kinds of things. So we're just going to set these over to the side a little bit, just sort of keep them out of our way, but those slide up underneath so that the whole unit stays together. All right, so then it just becomes a cavity down there. And so this is the main unit that holds the Nano VNF. And again, what I was curious about, and maybe some of you folks would be too, because this specifically says that it's for the V2, the second gen of the Nano VNA-F. Mine's a first gen, and I was curious, was it going to fit? I figured it probably would. Many times with these kinds of units, they don't change the outer case very much unless they give it a pretty major new designation, like Nano VNA versus Nano VNA-F, those kinds of things, -H. Right, there's been several different models some with bigger screens, things like that. So I suspected it was going to fit, but you never know unless you try. And so it was just kind of an interesting project to work on and to see if it was going to fit this unit. The way you use this is pretty simple. Again, there's only 4 screws to assemble it. You can see on each side, there's 2 right there, and then there's 2 on the other side. If we take a look, 2 on that side. Okay, and then the video again makes it very easy to assemble. And so the way you use it is you tilt it up, and it has legs that you print out as well. So here's the legs, and the legs go in these spots right here. So let me see if I can get them in there without while looking through the camera viewfinder. And let's go ahead and turn this unit on. There it is. And I'm actually going to put this cover right below it, just so we can see it there. And I'll turn off that that light for a second. There we go. So now we can see it. And of course, it's on a tilted keyboard drawer. So otherwise, it would be at a 45-degree angle while sitting on your desktop. And you could get probably a good view of that, depending on the lighting of your office, your workshop, or whatever. But I think typically that would give you a good look at that. And that's how it works. It'll sit right there. Again, you've got your accessory box that you can pull out and pull out your testing caps or your cables. Any other accessories you might want to put in there. There's a fair amount of room in there. A fair amount of room for extra stuff. I don't have all that much in there for sure. My particular kit came with a little breadboard and some testing equipment, and of course a USB charging cable, which most of us have a few of those laying around by now already. But it's a pretty nice little framework. If you have a 3D printer, most of what I printed with was plain PLA filament, or the the kind of day glow green clear filament. If you want to print this, it might not be a bad idea if you've got PLA plus, PETG. If you are into and have some carbon fiber infused filaments, things like that, you might use some of those. The PLA that I used and everything is really, I think, just fine for this. Now, it's not going to be the strongest kind of a case. It's not meant probably for a lot of heavy duty field use, I would say, at least my opinion. But if you're in an office and you're sitting there and you just want a way to keep the dust off of it, keep all your accessories together, and again, have it to where it can kick up at that 45-degree angle so you can see and use it quite a bit, I think this would work quite well for folks. So it was a fun project. Didn't take all that long to print. You can do everything in a single color if you wish. I chose to use a couple of sort of contrasting colors. One, because I had them on hand, and two, I just kind of like that green, so I use it for a lot of stuff. And then, of course, classic black is never a problem. But whatever really filaments you've got on hand, your favorite team colors, your school colors, just whatever colors you like, you could certainly do that. But it works pretty nicely. Again, pretty simple. You will need 4 M3 screws, either 6 and 10s. I used, I think, 8s and 12s, but anything like that should work. And gives you a nice stand. And again, with the tray, can keep all your accessories and testing caps and things nice and handy for you. Now, you could try to print this cap and maybe even the other cover in a clear. The clear that I have and that I've used so far, I've not really been able to get it to where it comes out really clear, like commercially made plastic can be. I may play with that some more, but you might even be able to get a clear cover so you can kind of see what's underneath there. That might be kind of cool as well. But that's about it, folks, for the Nanovna-F V2 desktop stand, working with the V1 just fine, as again, I suspected it probably would. All right. And one last thing, folks, before we completely wrap up this video, I just wanted to show you that the ends of the Nanovna-F are open. So while it's in this case, you can charge your Nanovna if you need to, turn it on or off, and still have access to the transmit and receive ports on there. So it doesn't block any of those things. while it's in this case, which is kind of a nice feature. I'm glad that they left these cutouts in here so that, especially for the charging, so that you could have it put away nice and neat and keep the dust off of it, but you could still charge it whenever you might need to. So we'll wrap this one up. This is Chris, KY4CKP for Lake Cumberland Amateur Radio Association. We'll see you folks in the next video, 73.